This is Christoph Yalik.
This is Just Janet.
And this is K.Collie.
And this is
the Just Nuggets Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Just Nuggets Podcast. We back from break. We back from break. Hey, we got the Just Nuggets. So my name is Collie, or short for K.Collie. We have JJ.
Just Janet.
How are we doing today?
I'm well.
Christoph Yalik in the building. What's up? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Christoph.
I think it's always good when you see the Nuggets go on a 3-game winning streak.
Yes.
Especially off of the All-Star break.
Yes.
Coming out of it feels
and
good.
Feeling worried.
And we're seeing some great minutes from a lot of players that I know for us on the podcast we've been, kind of pushing to see more from. So it's been great to see Zeke Naji get going. It's been great to see Christian Brown get going. Payne Watson kind of has already started to bloom for a while now. But it's like that bench is starting to, play a little bit better.
So are you saying we have a bench?
I'm saying we're playing well.
I think what Dot is saying, there's a sign.
There's signs.
There's signs pointing that the bench is doing correctly. Like, you like the stock market.
Yeah.
They've had a nice little run here.
Yes.
And the stock is going up. But as you know, at the stock market,
it could come right on back.
Earnings can come out, and there's a massive sell-off.
Well, I think we need to talk about each one of them and see if. Well, I'll start. I think Reggie will be fine because he's a vet and he knows how to pump it up. And I know he's inconsistent at times, but when he's on, he's on. Okay, but he's a vet and he knows what getting toward a playoff means. So I think he's fine. CB, he played last year in the playoffs well, so it's in him. So he's on the bench. He's fine. Then there's P. Watt. You said already that he's been coming around, and I agree. I totally agree. He's fine. The added piece for me is Najee. So if he can continue his ascension to being a really good piece, then we have our 9-man rotation.
I would say that coming out of the break and in the midst of this 3-game winning streak, we'll get into the starters, but from the bench, he's been the biggest spotlight and breath of fresh air over these past couple days. It's like, I don't know if someone in the front office said, "Hey,
you're close to.
We're not gonna make a move,
right?
Because you are the piece,
right,
to getting us over this hill." I say that very tongue in cheek because 2 weeks ago I would have never thought that.
Right.
However, if he continues to play and gives high energy minutes
and get some blocks and do his defense,
do blocks, steals, play the dunk roll.
Find your niche.
But it looks like his
AG.
Yeah, exactly. Just literally come be the bench AG.
Yeah.
And he's done that over the last couple of days, and it looks assertive and confident.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, we always made fun of Michael Porter Jr. about his hands,
right?
And just having trash hands. Like the ball would hit him, and the ball would just go everywhere. He's outgrown that. MPJ has. But Zeke Naji has been the hands guy of late, and the last couple games, he just seems more focused.
Yeah,
seems focused and determined.
Maybe he was not healthy. Remember, he had some issues and he was out.
Yeah,
maybe
I think
being a 4 blocks in that Portland game.
Yeah,
being a professional athlete, it's all above. It's happening between the ears.
Yeah,
everything's above the shoulders, and a lot of the time, it's like you are here for a reason. Like you are a paid professional athlete and you're a champion. Like Zeke Naji is a champion. He knows what he didn't get the minutes, but he knows that this team has aspirations. He was in that locker room. He is not a scrub. He sometimes plays like a scrub, but like of late, I think he can just continue to just keep pushing forward, and the Nuggets will be so much better off for it.
And for the fans listening, it was last night was February 25th. The Nuggets won 119-103. We did play on TV, so you actually got to see that.
National televised
game against the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Our leading scorer was Nikola Jokic.
Of course.
Surprise.
32, 16, and 16.
Yeah.
He had a triple-double 3 quarters again. I think it's honestly the third
it was the third time
in a row he's had
I heard that
triple-double basically
by the
3
third
quarters.
quarter, yeah.
So Jokic just turned it on crazy for this post All-Star. We had Jamal Murray cooking. So again, the best duo in the NBA.
Yes.
Combined for 59 points. And then you add in KCP's 13, AG 17, and Michael Porter's 9, and we really started taking this game away.
And Michael Porter, he's I don't want to call him streaky because I think he's past
not
that.
streaky.
He's a lot more consistent, but he'll have it like last night, a 3
Yeah.
for 11 game,
Yeah.
1 of 6 shooting. Because in Portland, was that the other night?
When he
Portland
came out hot.
when he had 34 points.
Yeah.
So like you just take that.
Yeah.
You take the hot hand when he has it. Because one thing I adore about this team, we have a bunch of gamers and people
Yeah,
who are
we
not
do.
afraid of the moment. Like you have Jamal Murray who doesn't play against Portland because he knows he's looking ahead in the schedule. He knows he's got a national televised game versus the Golden State last night.
Yep.
Comes out, balls out.
So you're
Then
telling
he's
me
looking forward and he has
duck and smoke against Golden State. Is that what you're telling me?
Again, no,
never
it's
duck
not
smoke.
against Golden
Just make
State. He
sure.
Portland.
Never
Make
duck
sure.
smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next 4 out of the next 5 games, we'll get into that, are all nationally televised as well. So this is a huge stretch, not
Yeah.
only for the Nuggets to kind of like really assert themselves in that, the conversation that's going on, but I think it's a great time being on nationally televised games where the NBA media and hype train will get to cement Nikola as his 3rd MVP in 4 years because this is the time to do it. You
Yeah.
have and you have some monsters coming up. Do you mind if I jump into that really fast,
Don't
Kyle?
tell us.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you have Sacramento at home,
Yeah,
which
we need that body more than any
My
team
God.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
They beat us 2 times before the All-Star break. We need that one.
yeah, part of that 3-game slide because the Nuggets were on a 3-game winning streak, 3-game slide. Now they're and then into the break and then 3-game winning streak out the break. But 2 of those 3 losses were against Sacramento. So as Kyle just said, we owe them that body, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing more than this life. But then you have a nationally televised game against Miami at home, on the road at the
NBA
Lakers.
champion rematch and Western Conference Finals.
On the
rematch.
road.
Yep, back to back.
road-
And
then
then
the semifinals
then the
rematch.
semifinals rematch against Phoenix on TNT, and then that Thursday a potential finals.
I would love to see. I called this
Preview.
last year, Nuggets versus Boston, but I think
Against
it would happen this
Boston.
year. That'd be
No, I
fun.
think I mean Boston's playing excellently, and this is just Nuggets. So are the Nuggets. So those 5 teams are all playoff teams.
But we beat
Very mu-
Boston at home. You forgot it.
Yeah, but that was
No, we
months
didn't.
ago.
I'm just saying.
That was
I'm
a
just
month
being- I'm
ago.
just doing a history.
So I'm just saying, I'm looking at like what they have coming up. They're
Yeah.
playing excellent basketball. Nuggets playing great basketball at the moment. They just need to realize that this stretch is this. And I remember Coach Malone said something. I think I'll let you elaborate on it about not pushing his starters to the limit
Correct.
for the last 20. Was it now
7.
20?
At the time, it was 27 games.
So now 24 games.
Yeah.
So the remaining 24 games, it's like no need to do that because it's just we're battling for seeding. But like the goal for the Nuggets should get one of the top 3 seeds. If they're 2 or 3, I'm cool with that. If they get 1, perfect. As someone in national media said, that's a luxury at this point.
Yeah.
Because I have full faith the Nuggets can go on the road and steal.
And
one.
we were looking at it, and I don't know if it's going to change. Of course, it has to change because there's so many teams in that space. But that 1 and 4 spot, you line yourself up so well to win in the go to the finals again. If you get the number 1 seed or you get the 4 seed, because you can run into some decent to bad teams,
Yeah.
So I think the Nuggets should just kind of really fight for that 1 spot, right? And then to JJ, I think you'll appreciate this. This is the Nuggets' last back-to-back on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh, thank goodness.
for the season.
For the
the
season.
season.
Thank goodness. We're tired. I mean, I think that I
Yeah.
have 2 points in this with this tiredness comment. I'm going to say before the All-Star game, I think a lot of that 3-game slide thing was they would just be tired.
Yeah.
I mean, and then mentally, maybe not physically as much, but they're certainly mentally. Okay.
NFL, the NBA's is grueling.
Can I
There's one
correct you
more?
really fast? Yeah, they have one more.
Where's it at?
April 9th, April 10th at Utah, home for Minnesota.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so they have one
Well,
last one.
So the second last one.
But it's
Second
kind
one.
of crazy because they put us on a back-to-back against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves on the back-to-back. That's interesting to do.
are they on the back-to-back or we're on the back-to-back?
I'll check that out.
We're gonna be playing them. Oh, you're saying we're for sure on the back-to-back.
Okay.
This is April talk, everybody. It's not as big. We'll get to that when we get
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, they will
However,
be.
Well, back to the tired.
They will be.
Back
They'll
to
be
the
on a
tired.
back-to-back
I
that night.
think
Good
that
correction, good correction.
as tired as we may have been going in mentally into it, we came out with a great mindset, probably well rested. Everybody, only person that shouldn't have been rested well was Joker because he was a member of the starters in the All-Star game, and we'll get to that later too and talk about our feelings on it. But I say all that to say, last night, I think altitude had a lot to do with how tired Golden State was sucking air in the third quarter. They were pulling their pants.
Where do you think
Well,
where do you
I was
think
gonna
it was
say-
played? Where do you think the game was played at?
And Golden and the Warriors and at sea level.
So what do you mean? Oh, you said we had the altitude advantage.
Yeah, we had the
play?
altitude because we play in altitude
Okay.
all
Yeah,
okay.
the
The
time.
traveling
The
altitude.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
the point is
Because they were up by 15 points. That's the part.
I get it,
Yeah.
but when you play in altitude, you live in altitude.
14.
You don't think about it anymore. But we run all the time. So we go running there at sea level, and we're running hard and we're physical. We're bigger than them, so they have to run and take on AG's body and Joker's body. And then Najee, he's tall and lean.
I think
and MPJ is tall.
And the way our coach Malone has been able to, how he's been ending these games. Like he's not been. All our stars aren't always playing at the end of the game. Sometimes Christian Brown's been playing late. P. Watt's been
Just
playing
late.
late. So kind of to your point, like those late minutes now are getting passed around from that bench to step up with the starters.
Like you said, Golden State. This was we just season swept them, so 4 straight and 7 straight overall.
That's right.
I think now I can say this and be pretty confident about it. It's just a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
They don't.
Because
They
of the
have
size.
no one to really help. Although, Dot and I talk about this. Draymond 1-on-1 versus Nikola might be the best 1-on-1 matchup Nikola sees in the league.
Yeah.
And
probably.
yes, sure, he
Sabonis,
cooks him,
people
but
might say.
my man,
Sabonis.
he gave Sabonis 53.
Yeah, and
I don't remember.
Barry gave 50 plus.
Yeah, and then
Cat-
had a little better.
Yeah.
Embiid gets it,
and then a Suns starter.
Nurkic is little son.
Yeah, right.
That's what I think Nurkic means is little son in Serbian.
Oh my God.
Serbian, my Serbian
Wow.
followers, let me know if that's what it means. But I'm pretty sure that's what Nurkic means. Like I think the Nuggets do match up well. They have everything you need to continue going forward. They're a championship team. They know how to end someone's season. They know how to go on the road. Like I have no doubt that they'll be good in a couple months here. And also, I think down the stretch, you have this next 5-game stretch. Really assert yourself and make a case. And for the next, make sure your bodies are good. MPJ, I know I think MPJ is in that mindset that he wants to play every night.
Yeah, but
because he just has a goal. So if that's his goal, let him do it. I'm not going to sit there and do anything.
Well, then
but for AG and KCP,
minutes,
yeah, for AG,
Yeah.
KCP, Jamal, hell,
Then
even
his,
Nikola, mix in a night. Like when you have a back-to-back, not physically back-to-back,
front
but
end
but 2 games in a row that is at Portland and then Memphis. Feel free to sit out one of those games. You know what I mean? Or
Look at Portland again.
yeah, well, they're in our division.
I know,
so,
but
yeah.
then it seemed like we've been playing them. We played them a bat. Remember we went 2 weeks ago before All-Star. We played them twice in a week or within 5 days
within a couple
and
days.
then we just played them the other day. So I guess we have one more game.
Yeah, but because you didn't play them on the front. So with the way
We played
the
Houston on
in-season
the front.
tournament happened, you got front loaded with a bunch of teams that were in your
Circle,
your group. So now, if you played a team that was in your group that was also in your division, like OKC, you played all those games out in December, November.
Yeah.
Now we don't see OKC until
Maybe
playoffs. Because that's done. But we didn't play Portland early. But come on, playing Portland this late. Give them to me. Same with Utah. Yeah.
Those are some good wins.
We'll need those.
Yeah.
Need to stack them.
Yeah. So I think the other thing that really kind of stuck out for me in these last couple games has been Peyton Watson, because Peyton Watson really, if you looked at that specifically, it was in the the Wizards game. I want to believe he had 4 blocks. That was crazy.
Yes, it was. He did.
And some of the sequences he had. So yeah, blocking the dunks. I remember Michael Malone was talking. He said something around the lines of, he said the best blocks are the ones that are transition. He's like, everybody loves the ones that go out into the crowd, but when you can get that one and start a run, those are the best that we can do.
Yeah.
So when you saw him do that on a huge level, and don't get me wrong, like the Wizards they're not a really good basketball team anymore. They've kind of packed it in, but to see the Nuggets hit on all cylinders with every player, because Christian Brown had 12 points, Reggie Jackson had 11
last night.
Oh no, the Wizards game.
The Wizards
I went
game.
back a couple
I'm
games.
sorry. Okay.
But yeah, it was really just a great effort from our bench in that game.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about the bench, and us, we've specifically been on this podcast have asked for a bench player.
Yes, we have.
We've asked for buyout players, and
Don't
at
look
no
like we're
point
getting
have
anything.
we gotten any of them. So
Nope.
we are at that point where it is good to see a Christian Brown play well. It's good to see a Najee play well because those are going to be our guys in this
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
Outside of some
Does
some
anybody
type of
know
buyout.
if there's a chance Cancor can come back? John Jar?
I was wondering about that too.
maybe.
That's been crossing
He'd
my
have to.
mind a
He'd
little
have to
bit,
get. He started working in. I don't think
You don't
so.
think so?
No.
Yeah. Because they didn't let Jamal come back that year.
No, he didn't.
When
And
he was getting better, and they started.
and
him in
obviously
October.
the front office, Calvin Booth and his staff, think that no move is the best move
Right.
this season.
It feels like it.
I
We
mean,
have a couple more
we
days.
trust us. We've been the Nuggets podcast ringing the bell since summer league
Yeah.
about do something,
Yep.
something, and nothing has been done. At a point, it's like I can't even. I with the how great Zeke Naji has been playing over the last couple games has made me really mute that point a little bit more because if he steps up and becomes a quintessential
Yeah.
role player
We just needed 9 people. We
and
needed
to
it.
Dot's point, P. Watt and CB, Christian Brown,
Yeah.
become consistent. Like, you're getting great defense, hustle, energy, steals, a clamp on defense.
Yeah.
And what CB needs to do, he did it last night, and I believe he did it against the Wizards, is hit that open three.
Yeah.
My God, the way the defense will shift, especially when he's on those minutes with Jokic, and they have so much attention on Jokic, rightfully so. And then
Yeah.
whoever it is, probably AG down on the low, and you're playing the wing, and your man commits over, Jokic is gonna find you. And it happened a couple times in that Wizards game, and it happened yesterday, and he hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Is when it flies out to you, and there is not a soul around you, you need to knock that down, CB,
You need to hit
with
yours,
consistency.
And Reggie needs to hit his.
Reggie needs to hit
because
his.
he's getting them too. And he missed some of them, but I've seen him make them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's missing them too. And KCP, you're the man because
yeah.
I know your finger is hurting you, but you locked down Steph. I know people want to say Steph was tired or something was going on with Steph. Going on with Steph was you. That's what I think.
Yeah, and just to put that in perspective, Curry was 1 of 10.
Yeah, in
from
the first,
three-point
yes,
line,
yeah.
which will never happen again.
No.
But also shows that KCP
Yeah, you gotta
was
take.
making
Yeah,
it
a
tough
lot
on him.
was
You got to
making
take
them
those
real
when they
tough.
happen. I was going to say the Nuggets starting five, obviously best starting five in basketball,
Yes.
but it's kind of like your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Without one of the fingers, it's just not
I know.
the same. Obviously, it's still a hand,
Yeah.
still a professional team. It could still,
Yeah.
go out there and win games, yada, yada, yada. However, when you notice that KCP is out,
Mm-hmm.
it throws
Yes.
the team off. And that was when him missing those last couple of games before the All-Star break.
Yes.
That's when I fully was like, oh, it set in the realization because when Maul's out, obviously he's missing. AG's out, obviously he's missing. Nikola, dare we say, obviously
we
is
miss him in
missing.
games when he sits on the bench. Yeah,
My man, exactly. My man, MPJ missed the entire season. We know that. KCP was the first one because he was so dang consistent last year.
Yeah.
So dang consistent up until this point in this season. And when he was out, that's when I was like, that role is a key role for the Nuggets.
He gets
but
the floor spread.
But it makes sense when you have the most cohesive and best starting five in basketball. You notice it's not plug and play. Like a lot of
No.
teams can be like, I'm starting this guy at the 4, I'm starting this guy at the 2, and we'll make it work because that's what it is. The Nuggets, that's what makes them a championship team, and that's what makes them,
Yes.
that's the downside of it too, is because one's out, the whole thing is kind of weird.
And with that theme, let's keep going on that. And then so let's talk about the playoff, the championship team in the finals. So then what happened? We had someone really good coming, slashing, burning, coming off of at the 6th spot, and so that's why we're now got a basket of people between CB and Peyton Watson. They could be that guy or Reggie. Okay, and then as whoever's on the. So I think Mike Malone, we have to give him some credit. That's where I was going. That he has now started to get a good feel about it. And maybe he always had a good feel about Najee, but I didn't know it. I couldn't tell by his play, and I couldn't tell by how they played him. But now that he's consistently putting them in with those 3,
Do you think
Good.
Mike Malone
I'm
should
glad.
get a Coach of the Year
He
award?
should, but they never consider him for some other reason. I have
Yeah,
no
I think
idea.
he's now kind of missed the window. I think they like to reward Coach of the Years on their
Come out of
come up
nowhere.
that come out of nowhere or on the come
So
up,
he
Or
which
just
is
the best court.
like,
coach,
I don't know,
Bud wins it sometimes when he's just been number one, the best coach all year.
yeah, you got to be like pacing the league or ascending, and I
So you're
think
saying Minnesota's coach?
no, I would
For
say
1 year,
Oklahoma
because,
City's.
Yeah,
I would say
because he-
Oklahoma City's personally.
What's
But
his
that's
name?
I don't know,
But that's the
How you
same
gonna be coach of the year
thing.
during
But
the-
But
see, that's
it
the
doesn't
same
matter.
reason.
That doesn't
No,
matter. I
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
his
no, no,
name.
no,
The dude
no,
has
no,
his
no, no.
team
Therein
got
lies my point.
best
You can't
record in
give
the
somebody
West.
Coach of the year just because they have one good year.
But there's a litany of coaches that have a coach of the year with one good year.
Okay. Well, then they need to give it Mike Malone.
Yeah,
He
obviously, I
think
would
Mike
love Mike
deserves it, and I
Malone.
think he deserves it, especially.
You need some votes,
Probably
yeah.
something like this year because he's had of the market of consistency
Right.
and say, all right, the years where we were number one in the West last year,
Right.
why doesn't he get it? So
Right.
now so the number one in the West can't be a reason why you
It
get
sure
it. Or if
shouldn't.
you're on an ascend, you
Right.
shouldn't be able to get it.
No.
You should get it based
Because
off
you
of
took
either
what
just
you
are the
had.
best coach that year,
Yeah.
or
And he's
longevity
coaching his
at a
butt
certain
off us
point,
because
yeah.
we're the ones, the fans know. He has taken what we had that we didn't even think was going to be able to gel like this at this point, and it is.
Well-
and so that's got to be.
I
the
just
management and the coach.
just looking at historically how they think. I know, and it's funny because I don't know neither one of their names to be honest. I think it's JB Bickerstaff from the Cleveland, but if Cleveland stays the top 2 seed, he's got to get votes.
Cleveland?
And if OKC doing what they do, he's gotta get some
He
votes.
should get votes.
So the
No one's saying he
Nuggets.
should
So
get
then
votes.
I'm not saying Coach Malone shouldn't get votes. I would, if I had a vote, I'm voting for him.
Let me put in
But here's the
perspective.
thing.
Coach Malone didn't even get nominated last year.
Yeah.
That's a bad.
Mike
That's
Brown,
bad.
the guy from OKC, his name is Mark. I'm butchered.
Dolshit or something.
Daganot.
Yeah, Daganot. Yeah.
And Joe Mazzulla. Those
Yep.
are the 3 guys that are
Yeah.
up. So Mike Malone
Well, Joe
wasn't even up
Mazzulla
for-
is the boss.
So you'll probably have OKC again. You'll probably have Cleveland. I'm telling you, if they finish top 2 in the East, like how could you not
Yeah.
have JB Bickerstaff there?
Okay.
And then I would slot Mike Malone in there.
But they're not.
Yeah,
They're probably gonna
based
say
on what
Mike.
I'm
They're
seeing
gonna probably
right
say
now,
Joe
does he-
Mazzulla.
That's terrible.
How do you not even get? He went number 1. How
That's
does he not
ter-
even get
it's
Coach of
terrible.
the Year? Nah, that's crazy.
Well,
I mean, I can
Now,
hear
Mike
it. Did you
Brown
hear
did a
that?
great
Did you hear
job
that?
last year.
That was the
I'll give it to
fans
him.
in Minnesota yelling too, because Bill Finch probably won't get any
Either.
nom
Mm-mm.
either. So I think everyone's gonna have a case.
Yeah, they're gonna have
Tyronn Lue was gonna have
Yeah,
a case.
but
Like
was gonna,
there's
he may still because they said the Clippers are coming up and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
you know how I feel. We're gonna go into just now.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to
Can I say something real quick when
Before
it
I
comes
go
into
there?
funny voting?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really. It's just the truth. When Joker won his 2022 MVP. Do you want to know who? Look at this. Yeah, Will Barton out of the league. Bobo, he's starting to play a little better in Phoenix, but doesn't play all that much usually. Facu Campazzo
Campazzo.
out of the league. Cancart hurt. Petra Corneli out of the league. Cousins out of the league. Dozier out of the league. James Enos out of the league.
well, Dozier
They
is
had
in Sacramento
Forbes is currently off
in
world
jail.
in jail.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon, they said good player, so they finally got to them. Then they got J. Mike out of the league, Jeff Green, solid vet, and then just down the line, Bones barely plays. You have Marcus Howard out of the league, Jokic, and then Monte Morris, good backup.
Yep, and
And
he
then
got
Zeke
traded. too.
Najee, and then Michael Porter only played 9 games. Austin Rivers out of the league, Davon Reed out of the league. Jokic won MVP.
No,
So just to say, like, sometimes they get it right because Jokic did amazing to even bring
to
that
get us
team
into
to
the
a line.
playoffs.
yeah, that was like
Sometimes they do-
70% of the
Correct
team's not
me
even in
wrong.
the league
Shout
anymore.
out to Derek, I think it's Howley, who he was the one that tweeted that. So just give
Bro,
him a
that's
quick
kind of
shout out.
nutty. 70% of his team in the air quote MVP he didn't
Right.
deserve
Right.
is out of the league 2 seasons later. Talk about carrying
That's
a corpse.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's like some Elway late 80s carrying
Yeah, right,
just
right.
a corpse of a franchise to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. Like, what? That
Yeah.
is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It's,
And then they hold it against him
it-
that he lost in 5 games to the eventual champion.
Yeah,
Like,
to
please
Golden
stop.
State.
Stop, please stop. It just goes to show you that how great Joker really is,
He
and
is.
we just need to be enjoying it and making sure we embrace it and talk about it
3 straight
while it's happening. Because if
triple-doubles.
he get 3 straight triple
3
doubles
straight triple doubles
In the third quarter.
within 3
within the
quarters.
3 quarters, and all of them are triple.
And his
doubles.
stat line last night,
Yeah.
I say it again, 32, 16, and 16. Like
Yeah.
we sometimes just because it's Jokic, sometimes you just forget it.
Right.
And then when he came out of the All-Star break, the passes he was making against the Wizards was ridiculous.
Bro, that was a
too.
perfect triple-double that
He had a
game.
perfect triple-double out of the All-Star break.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
So,
yeah.
I just want to just shine light on Jokic.
I guess this
again.
point is a little haterish. It's a little haterish. But Jokic has the second most triple-doubles in the league. We all know Sabonis has the most. I think he has 20. Jokic has 18, right? Sabonis's triple-doubles be like,
Quality.
they're quality for sure. Triple-doubles quality. But he'll get like 20, 17, and then he'll have like 11 rebounds and 10 assists. I'm just saying,
That's
when
what
this
I'm
dude
saying. You're talking quality.
Jokic will then go 30, 16, and 16, or 21,
Yeah, we
19, and 21. Like, this dude is doing half triple-doubles on his triple-double. Like, I don't know. Once more, incredibly biased.
Sabonis last night when they beat the Clippers, so we'll go into Clippers versus Kings. He had 17, 12, and 15 rebounds. So these aren't bum triple doubles.
No, I'm just saying he's putting up monster ones comparatively.
He's not the main guy though. It's like it'd be like if Fox is the 33 guy. Fox
I just as a Nuggets fan, I just don't like when they let inferior dudes into his airspace. That's it.
Oh, okay.
But Sabonis, I don't know. He's good at triple doubles. Like that's.
Yeah,
That's how he plays.
I'd say Jokic is good at basketball. Like he's exceptional at every part of basically basketball. Even defensively, he's made a huge stride because he steals the ball all the time.
Yeah,
and he has active hands.
And bats it and gets
Sabonis is
offensive
good
rebounds,
at
defensive
rebounding.
rebounds. Yeah.
He's good at spreading the ball.
And he's a great passer.
And he's a good passer. And he can score, but he's not a great scorer. Like Jokic is actually a great scorer.
Yeah, I don't think when you come in, like you said, you circle De'Aaron Fox, and then you are ready for Sabonis.
Yeah.
I think Jamal Murray's getting the circle treatment now. I was gonna say it's kind of like Jamal, but it's not. I think Jamal when you come into a game like Sacramento's coming to Denver, they're circling Jamal.
They have to, or they're crazy.
And Jamal needs to circle.
You mean
Fox
the non All-Star?
They always be trying to put people like De'Aaron Fox over Jamal when it comes to MVP, All-Star. I mean not MVP, All-Star voting, which we can also get into too. They always try to put those guys over him. And Jamal Murray has proven what it takes to win in the playoffs.
Here's how you know he should have been there. Because every announcer, since it's been announced that he was not in, have said like, why is Jamal Murray not ever considered?
Average 20-point guy to not.
He's the only this.
They're pulling up stuff we don't even know. It's like, bro, he already won an NBA championship. Now he's doing stuff that in a regular season should have got him an All-Star bid.
Yeah.
And y'all didn't put him in.
Right.
He's a guard in the West, which is insanely difficult because the talent pool to pull from is astronomical. I'm pro Jamal. He needs to get an All-Star game, and it's absolutely it's a shame. It's a shame he hasn't been in an All-Star game. But we'll beat this tree. We'll beat this tree next year when when we're in the same space.
Yeah.
We tried to get the campaign going day one before the
exactly.
We even
him missing November really hurt his chances, but that's neither here nor there. We'll see what it is next season.
That's what they use.
I know, but I'm saying that we'll see what it is next season.
That's what they use.
I want to talk about Sacramento real fast because I really do think, and watching the Clippers game, they have the ability. I think going 7 with the championship team last year, even though they lost at home, and Curry went for 50 and ended their season. They understand what it takes a little bit more so than, I don't know, Minnesota or OKC. That's one of those first round matchups. Sacramento. I know they haven't won a series, but I think they have the know-how a little bit more so than the top 2 seeds in the
It depends on who they play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think it goes for everybody because right now they would play the Clippers, which would be an interesting.
That's what I'm saying.
I honestly would love that. Please cannibalize each other. Like Clippers Kings first round, chef's kiss. Get rid of each other.
Was the Clippers last year that had that huge scoring game, or was it the Kings and who? Was it Kings and?
Was it Kings Clippers? It might have been Kings Clippers.
So that's like they got a rivalry in itself.
That Clippers team is totally different than it was last year. This is a different team.
Because they got Kawhi.
They got
healthy.
Russ and they got
and Harden.
They got a healthy.
They have a new MVP, and Russ was just getting there, and Kawhi was
not healthy
present.
enough. Yeah,
This is
not
a
healthy.
different team.
Yeah, it is.
It's a different team.
It's a different team.
So-
They still got the same core. Plus, they got Tyronn Lue.
But they got
Look,
Harden
and
as
they've
new
been playing
player,
together.
bro.
a
I
long
get
time.
you.
Yeah,
I
it's
get you.
different.
But I mean, are y'all? You're saying there's a different team we should be worried about?
No, I'm just saying like
No.
that rivalry
Okay.
thing. It might
No,
there
we're
might
not
still
talking
be
about
some
us.
traces
We're talking
in
about
there.
Sacramento and Clippers, not
Gotcha.
No.
No,
No, and the Nuggets
Nuggets
with
we play who they put in front of us.
Yeah.
That's, just get her done. We're the type of team is who are we playing? We got to get her done. Because if you want to go to the top, you got to be whoever they give you.
and
So I
you
don't
know
wanna
who that
talk
would
about
be?
that
That
at
right
this
now
moment.
that'd be the Suns.
Okay.
Suns first round, that'd be tough.
But we played
We've
them in the
seen
second
that
round
before.
last year.
Yeah, no, but it would be tough.
Don't
That's
say
a tough
it.
first
Don't
round
say it
matchup.
like every national media, but they have Bill now. If he consistently
Come on.
plays, that's crazy.
You almost
So,
made me
yeah.
cuss on the podcast.
know.
You already know how I feel about Bradley Beal.
I mean,
if anybody who listens to this podcast goes back and listens to anything I've ever said about Bradley Beal, it's dude is glass.
Right.
He's great when he's out there, but when he's out there,
Yeah.
that's been his
And-
MO for the last
And so that's our
6
that's
years.
Our point. We know he's that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we went up against KD, a 1 year older, and we went up against Booker.
I'm not saying I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
saying it's a tough matchup. That's it. I'd rather play the Pelicans or the Mavericks round one. I don't think I'm in the wrong for
The
saying
way I
that.
see it is, we're gonna probably when it's all said and done. If
Are we
we
gonna
can
be
get
number
up to,
two?
if we, yeah, where do you see us?
I
landing?
think we're getting to two.
Are we going back to just Nuggets?
Yeah,
know.
we're going to two.
If we get to two, then we're gonna probably play the Pelicans or the Mavs.
Okay, here we go. That's where we need
But
to
if
be.
we get to one, then we want to get to one. Let I'm be honest. We don't have to get hurt to get to one. But if we can get to one, then we really have a good.
Well, you
chance.
know, we hold it. We do because
We're
we
gonna play
play
the Lakers probably,
and we
the
played
Wizards.
Minnesota twice
Yeah,
at
the
least,
Warriors,
if
right?
not more. We played them twice for sure.
I think, yeah, two times.
Minnesota?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We played Minnesota.
3 times, 3 more
Yeah, we
times.
played
Do we?
Minnesota.
Oh, well then there you go.
3 more times.
Just beat them 3 times.
I
There
think
you go.
I think
There you go.
the goal should be get to the playoffs healthy at whatever
Yeah.
cost.
There you go.
That's goal number 1.
Yeah.
Because if the Nuggets are the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8,
Mm.
I think they can win a championship.
Yeah.
Let alone being 1, 2, or 3.
If they're healthy.
I
If
don't
they're
know.
so that's why I said get to the healthy. Of course the
Yeah.
next thing would be let's get a top 2 seed.
Yeah.
Let's get 1 or 2.
But
If we can do that, we're in a prime spot because then all you need is that one to get knocked off, and especially if it's an OKC or Minnesota who's not as experienced.
That's what I'm.
Someone can knock them off.
That's what
Like
I
you're
said,
gonna
the
sit here and
Lakers,
tell me
yeah.
the Lakers gonna knock
If
off.
the Lakers
I
get the
think
Timberwolves,
so.
I would. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'm not scared of the Timberwolves. I'm not saying they can't beat us. We have
Or Dallas.
Yeah, if Dallas gets them too. I'm not. If I'm Warriors, I'm not scared of the top 2 teams in the West right now.
You know what?
Now,
Make,
if
That's
you
you
get
said
the
like
Nuggets-
Draymond. That's what Draymond said.
I'm being honest with you. But if you get the Nuggets and you're like crap, so like the Phoenix in the middle, Clippers in the right there below us. I guess Clippers would be good because they're gonna be a 4 seed.
it makes me
But
laugh.
all those 3, that's 5 through 8. They'll be pissed if they don't
But-
get the Nuggets.
But where's the
At the 3
Warriors?
seed.
What number is the Warriors now?
They're at 10
They're at 10.
currently.
There you go.
It makes me laugh.
They got a lot to do to get to what you're talking about.
It makes me laugh because the last 21 years of my cognitive basketball watching experience, the West has been the dominant conference. And it just makes me laugh because every single year, the media creates this new spin on the same narrative. It's like, oh my God, the West is so top heavy this year. How is the top thing? And then look at the play-in. It's like the West is always competitive. They're always competitive. That's why when Boston, excellent season this year. I think they're going to be in the NBA Finals. I think they're going to represent the East. They're 45-12 currently. You know who they get to play every other night, feels like? Detroit, Washington, and Charlotte.
Yeah.
I've seen Washington a couple times now. They are not a good basketball team. And if you get to play them and just pad, come on. The East is such a cakewalk most years, and that's the fun part of it.
Until they get to the playoffs and then
But a lot of times, they had LeBron and others,
Yeah.
Other greats, Giannis, these Boston teams currently, Embiid. So, they have very
Those
very good
4 or
players,
5
but now we'll see
teams.
how it shakes out. Because in the East right now, obviously I like Boston. I got to give credit where credit is due. The Cavaliers are balling.
Yeah,
Their
they are.
ASS is off.
because they got Donovan.
Yes, and Garland's healthy,
Yeah.
back healthy. LeVert is always go blue. He's been a quiet gamer since he came into the league. Jared Allen is playing out of his brain right now. Very tough.
I mean, they played
great
good last
defense.
year, too, so we
No,
have to
yeah,
kinda
no.
see what
This
they
is
do
what
in
they
playoffs.
needed to do. They were 4 or 5 last year. and they're now at 2.
Because right now they play the Heat, and that's still.
And my thing is this: more so, the Knicks got injured, and when they get healthy, we'll figure them out. Bucks, I'm really looking at them when I say this. Cleveland was the team that looked around and said, Embiid's going to be out for how long? Let's make a move. Yeah. Let's make a move towards the top. And they're the team that took advantage of that more so than any other team in the East at this moment.
Yeah, I think the East is very interesting because just how it is. And the East is easier to look at than the West because the West is all jumbled up.
Yeah.
But the East, almost you can kind of see where teams are going to be at, right? So the Cavs is going to be the Cavs or Bucks at 2. And then you got a good chance of, I think the Heat versus the Cavs first round.
They can get them. The 76ers?
And then if the Heat plays the Bucks,
third or fourth?
Fifth.
But who's third and fourth?
You got Bucks at 3.
Yeah.
And you got Knicks at 4.
Oh, Knicks. Okay.
But Indiana could jump the 76ers because they're literally about tied.
They need some defense.
No one's scared of Indiana.
Indiana playing the Bucks first round. Bucks would
if
the best matchup for the
Let's
Bucks.
be honest. Unless Embiid comes back super healthy and playing out of his brain, it is a 2-team race in the East.
You think it's 2, not 3?
Who's the third?
Milwaukee.
It's gonna be Bucks and.
Well, then that's not who I was talking about.
Boston, Milwaukee, and Cleveland.
I don't think so.
That's
why I said
if Cleveland runs the Heat, they could lose first round.
Yeah, the Heat.
I'm saying it's Boston, Milwaukee out the East, unless Joel Embiid comes back and plays out of his brain.
What about the Knicks, though? What about the Knicks?
The Knicks, Miami, and Philadelphia, they're in that question mark stage for me.
Because they got hurt people.
Who I put my legacy behind is the Celtics, and then right behind them the Bucks, because one of the things what game was it was against Minnesota on a couple nights ago. It's when Giannis just goes Giannis mode.
Yeah.
Just the Greek god that he is.
Sure.
Dunking.
Yeah.
Now he's added that little jumper into his repertoire.
Yeah.
When he's doing this thing, and then when it gets in the last 3 minutes, now they got Mr. Dame time.
Yeah, they do.
And he closed Minnesota out. So if that's their recipe and their formula,
that's a great strategy.
that is great.
But what about,
especially
come
playoff
the Sixers
time?
If they get Embiid back, because this would be a great year for Embiid to win the East.
Big IF.
Because he literally could win the East. Like if he's healthy.
Big if.
Because the East isn't.
But we
crazy
don't know
tough
what they
outside
have not really
teams.
told us exactly what type of injury.
Yeah, he's got to come back and then work himself back up to MVP level, and then by the time he gets that, now you gotta go to the Garden and beat the Knicks, who should be healthy in their own right. Because when the Knicks are healthy, I love that 5. I know he had to separate his shorts. They have a quality 5. I really dig what the Knicks are doing. They just are playing that like wait and see game because they got all this talent. They made all these moves at the All-Star break, and then they had people hurt. So now they're just playing to get in there. They lost their last game. They're 4 of their last 10 they've lost. So they're figuring it out. But at least they have a core that's going to have to figure it out, well coached, and they're going to, how they're going to play. And Jalen Brunson's an absolute monster.
I love that.
Philadelphia, we'll see. We'll see how they have to shake it out.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of the year. Like we actually get to talk about matchups in the playoffs. So it's much less
materializing matchups
too. Yeah, you can
too.
see what's coming in. You're like, ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Because the Knicks versus Boston, they actually match up like not terrible against
That'd be
Boston.
a second round matchup.
Yeah,
at this moment.
Second round matchup. That's not they could match up against them pretty solid.
Sure.
Depending,
and if Boston,
that's a 5. That's a 6.
And the Garden,
and if
their
Boston
Garden would be
hasn't
rocking
learned to close a game out in the playoffs yet.
That's not true. Boston.
Yes.
You talking about the team that went to the NBA championship just last year?
2 years ago?
2 years ago. Last year,
you talking about the team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year?
You're talking about the team that came back from a 3-0?
I'm talking about the team that could
about?
not close out the Miami Heat.
What do you mean
they didn't close it? They came back. Miami couldn't close them out.
Miami went
until they did.
Wait, what years are you talking about?
Last
Miami
season.
went and played us in the finals.
Yes.
Boston did not.
Yeah,
but Boston was down 0-3. And then the year before that, they're in the finals. And the year before that, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the year before that, in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, Boston.
So, like, Boston's just there. Yours is what you're saying, and a bunch of Boston fans agree with you. Yeah. Can this core get over the hump? And trust, they didn't have Justin Holiday last year or Porzingis. They have him now. They had the best record.
He came in at
he
came in this year.
He came in this year.
Okay.
And Porzingis did too. They have these new pieces. They have played a full season together. They have the best record in the NBA. So that means if they make it to the finals, even up until the finals and through the finals, everybody has to go to Boston. They have to play in the Garden, and everything for Boston more so than any other. Even as a Nuggets fan,
Boston had no excuse.
They have everything in front of them.
Yeah,
Everything's in front of them. What can they do? This is put up or shut up time for them.
Mm-hmm. I understand what I'm saying.
Speaking of put up or shut up, what is the NBA going to do about this All-Star game? Are they going
to shut up?
Are we moving on to 2 minutes remaining?
No, I mean it's not 2 minutes remaining. It's just like we didn't talk about the All-Star game, and I know it's not the most fun thing to talk about.
The actual game of it.
But how do they revamp it? How do they continue to make it even better, or can they make it better?
I think one, I don't know if it's gonna make it better. I don't think people are gonna start playing defense. But it's just something, if no one's playing defense and it's already this and already that, let's just try this one thing. International versus U.S. Let's just give it a shot.
Why would they play defense against that?
I know. I said they wouldn't.
Oh,
I was just saying, but let's try it out.
Okay.
That'd be fun. There's such an international pool at this moment. That'd be amazing. That'd be pretty cool. And the other one I would do is maybe 4 or 5 teams, maybe four teams. So the 4 leading vote getters, all Team Giannis, Team Wemby, Team XYZ, right? And they then pick from a roster, and then those teams play each other. And I would do a round robin tournament.
Like an NHL.
So kind of like the NHL, yes. I would do a round robin tournament Saturday night. I would include that into the Saturday night, and then the final 4, the teams that had the winning out of Saturday night, play to the win on Sunday.
Fine. I just think that I don't want nobody that I send hurt. Trying to play some defense in an all-star game that does not matter.
The issue. And I think that lies the issue with
but see, I don't know though.
I think that's lies the issue.
Defense all the time in all-star games.
That's true. And the worst injury, Kobe broke his nose and missed no games. That was the worst injury on record in an all-star game. But my thing is this. I think all-star games as a whole are having this issue because you can look at the NFL. They're having an issue with their all-star game. NHL is kind of not, but kind of is, kind of isn't. They really shortened the game and made it high-intensity offense. And for that's their game is a little bit, it lends to high-octane offense isn't the worst thing because you're not going to see that in the NBA.
Right.
The issue with the NBA they're having is their regular season games are being high-scoring. And then your All-Star game is astronomical. So, the hockey has the benefit of having a lot more goals and stuff in the All-Star game because there's not a ton in the regular season. So, in the All-Star game, the game opens up, so it's more exciting.
Home run, the derby.
And baseball's works, they kind of muted it a little bit, but baseball is very, one pitch at a time. So it kind of lends into being more hyper-competitive. But football and basketball, they're in a tough spot, to be honest with you.
Well, I've heard enough that they are going to try to do something, revamp it, change it somewhere. So we'll see what they come up with.
No one wants to score 200 points. That's not
like
cool.
yours. I like yours a little bit. I think you make it a half. I think you do NBA. You do half court. You do a half court game. 3 on what is it called? Half whatever teams you did. Team Giannis blank. Half court. 3 on 3, and you can sub in 2 people on your team, so dudes ain't even getting hurt. All that. Make a half-court basketball games. That'll be a little bit more fun. Then you get the championship game as a long court. You get all the fun. Maybe something in there.
And then Saturday night, the dunk contest. I think
Over.
I think the dunk contest just needs to go on a
hiatus.
2 or 3 year hiatus.
Yeah.
Because Jay-Z once said they never really miss you till you're dead or you're gone.
Right.
So let's miss it a little bit because it's run its course. I don't want to watch G Leaguers come in and beat people anymore.
Or jump over Shaq 50,000
whack.
times.
It's just whack. Or jump over a car. You bringing out props isn't going to make me like it anymore.
No.
Derrick Jones Jr., excellent hopper. Come on, bro. Where's the days of Neek versus Jordan? That ain't happening no more. You know what I mean? Steve Francis versus Tracy McGrady versus Vince Carter. We don't have that anymore because the name people aren't doing it. Ja's not doing it. Zion's not doing it. So it's kind of a wash. So here's what my suggestion for that specifically is get rid of it for a couple seasons.
For as long as you
and when it comes back, it'll have this renewed sense of something, hopefully. And then I think the 3-point contest is excellent. Somehow the 3-point contest became the best one.
Well, they can do it next year because they can use,
Yeah, I think that was a highlight.
Yeah, I like the Curry.
And you know who's coming to the league? Miss Caitlin
Caitlin
Clark.
Clark.
So now you got Caitlin Clark, who's an absolute shooter.
Yeah.
And you can shoot. You can have
Yeah.
the best
Caitlin-
of the
I think
WNBA
Caitlin
shooters.
versus Dame would be just
Yeah,
as
that'd be
fun as
great.
Curry
Yeah.
versus
Or you
that'd be
can,
great.
or I don't know if they'd want to, but maybe you have a WNBA or just like
Team.
like them do that, and then the men do that, and then the winners play each other just for fun. Or you can keep it top name versus top name.
Well, I think that's why
which
they
is
did
cool
it. Because
too.
I think Curry won like within the last year or two, and Sabrina just won her WNBA. So that's why they connected.
Yeah, so that's cool
Yeah.
too. And then I would mix in a three,
What about
but
the skills?
skills can go.
Yeah, it
that's
can
why I
go.
said you can mix in like a 3-man thing. I don't know. There's so many other things they can do. Because the way that it's run its course. Because
Yeah.
I remember when the skills challenge got introduced, like back in like I think right
50,000
around when
years
the
ago.
All-Star game was in Denver.
Yeah. What about like that company Dude Perfect? How they do like crazy trick shots?
Mm-hmm.
Would you care to see like a trick shot game with your favorite NBA
no.
players?
Nah.
No.
Nope.
Just asking.
I know.
I've seen them play horse before. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
figure out what would be interesting.
We just saw a horse.
And I think 3-on-3 would
400
be
points worth of
interesting.
horse.
If you
Yeah.
but 3-on-3 would get muted if you do 3-on-3 for the All-Star game tournament thing.
Yeah, I think that's what I think.
I think All-Star game
I think
tournament
half court makes
or
it fun because now you're gonna have to lock up. Like,
Yeah.
you can't rely on someone else to be doing no lazy defense on the three.
yeah, for real. And like you could do like simultaneous games or something. I don't know. You just make it.
Yeah, you honestly could have it on both sides of the court,
Mhm.
3-on-3s. That could be interesting.
It just what I did dig about the configuration in Indianapolis. Not a lot of cities could do it, but like how they had the field house, like the Lucas Oil Stadium where the Indianapolis Colts, their football NFL team plays. They had it like so they had 3 courts in there. So they had the celebrity game court. They had the All-Star like the festivities, so like the Rising Stars as well as the skills comp, the 3-point comp, dunk comp on 2 different courts, and then they had the center court where the All-Star game was played. Once more, not all facilities, not all cities have that, but that was really cool. So the hats off to Indianapolis for that.
Great host. Let's get into the 2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining.
Steve Kerr got that bag.
He did.
He
He
did.
got paid. He got paid. He's the highest. Is the highest paid coach?
That's what I'm hearing. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see the contract, so we're gonna go by what we
I thought you guys said
heard.
it was close to
17
million per year.
Yep, 17 something.
Wow. Congratulations. Steve Kerr.
Congratulations, Steve. And you know what? He probably didn't get paid when he won all those championships, and they're just trying to get him paid now. And
Yeah,
that's fine.
It's 2 years, $35 million contract
Yep.
extension, $17.5 million per year.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve.
Adoration. He's a
well deserved.
He's got
Well
4 of them.
deserved.
He's got 4 of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know what he's got as a player. He's an absolute winner.
Yeah.
What does it mean for coaches now that this
Win 4 championships and get
Yeah,
paid.
it's hard to
Okay,
say.
fair.
For me, it's hard to say.
That's a good
it
point.
pushed the
Yeah.
market because
No.
you're not Steve Kerr.
No, and
Got
yeah.
you.
And if he placed the market, you'd have to at least get close to what
Yes.
he could do.
He
Exactly.
did. He did put up a 73-win season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of that.
You
Yeah,
know.
win,
Like
win
maybe if
4
Mike Malone
championships
wins
and
another one back to back,
he
might
might
be
get
able
a.
to get
But
into
he
that.
just got his
15,
re-up
yeah.
too.
Yeah, he did.
He might get his in that new
Yeah.
when the next contract comes up. Might be able to get to that 18 or whatever.
Yeah, there's
But
always
there is a certain
top
level
dog
of,
in
yeah.
A lovely thing about the Nuggets organization, what they do, and as you said, what they just signed, extended Mike Malone, Coach Malone, is they always sign. It feels like a year before,
Yeah,
which
Yeah,
is
they did a
dope.
great job of
They've
doing
done
that.
that since
they did it when they did MPJ. We're like, whoa,
Yeah.
okay. You know, they did MPJ. They did.
They did Barton?
They did. Wow.
they
We're
did.
not gonna do the
They
ones
did
that are
good,
gone.
yeah.
They did
Where
do
they
it.
did Jamal and they did
Yeah.
Joker. They locked them up, and so that's why we got our 5. You know, and then even KCP, they gave him a little longer.
Yeah.
I
I think that's the luxury of being a small team. You know, like, hey, we gotta get these guys.
yeah, we got to get
early.
them.
Because if they know what their real value is next
Oh.
year,
But they all
ain't gonna be able to
they
pay
all
them.
bought in, and
They all bought in, which is
they've
crazy.
all bought in. They like the culture
Yeah.
that we have here, and it's when you fall in love with a winning culture.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like the Nuggets are in a good spot.
And you know, San Antonio
So is Steve
did this.
Kerr.
San Antonio did this. I mean, they were consistent. They had the owners. They had the coach. They had the stars, and they won. So we saw it happen with Golden State. So next up,
Basketball is just too much of a team
Denver.
sport for you to like have too many.
yeah, you
rotating
can't be.
pieces.
Yeah, it's too much.
You gotta have to continue to win with a lot of the same guys, and it's almost like you need to
Add.
Well, you see it throughout all. Yeah, you need to add small things to the bench here and there, add a player there, but keep that nucleus over and over for years and years ago, and that's when you can beat Golden State, Lakers, all those great teams.
Because you know what, going back to Joker and how he knows everything on the court, and he could see something materializing down there, and he knows this person's supposed to be here, whatever. He knows his team where they're supposed to be. He knows that they're going to be, if they're playing where they're supposed to be, they're going to be coming around this way, and he can get the ball, and so he can almost know if this guy's coming, I'm throwing it over there because MPJ's supposed to be over there, or Jamal's coming behind me if I need to get it off. Because, we're playing a two-man game. So it matters that you play with somebody, a lot, and you get consistent and familiar with how they do things. And I think that's why the Nuggets have been successful.
Yeah. Well, the Nuggets have to be successful against the the Sacramento Kings on Wednesday.
Yep.
Let's make sure we beat them because we owe them. And they've honestly kind of been a team that keeps getting the Nuggets for whatever reason in the regular season.
So let's hear their schedule again.
Sure
they have the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, coming up with the Sacramento Kings. Then we have the back-to-back with the Heat on that one. And then we go in those, not in order, but we got Boston coming up.
The Suns and Lakers.
Suns and Lakers. So,
all national
television. So we will be talking a lot of Nuggets coming into this final stretch from the Just Nuggets podcast. My name is K. Colley.
And Just Janet.
And Christoph Yalich. You can find us on X as well as we live tweet during the games. And you can find our podcast and everything else from us on X. So make sure you connect with us and have a great rest of your day.
Go Nuggets!
Go Nuggets!